Ukrainian FPV drones take down Russian assault group in Toretsk sector. Soldiers of the 12th Special Forces Brigade Azov of the National Guard of Ukraine destroyed an enemy assault group using FPV drones. The corresponding video was released by the brigade's press service. It is noted that the attempted assault took place in the Toretsk sector in the Donetsk region. The Russian assault group tried to approach the Ukrainian positions using a Desert Cross 1000-3 all-terrain vehicle, a passenger car, an armored personnel carrier, and a Kamaz Patrol 6x6 armored vehicle. While driving, an all-terrain vehicle and an infantry fighting vehicle hit mines, and a passenger car was hit by an FPV drone. Subsequently, a rare Kamaz Patrol 6x6 armored vehicle entered the field and was disabled by drones that damaged its wheels. After that, the armored vehicle began to move uncontrollably in circles around the field. After it stopped, a landing party disembarked, trying to gain a foothold in the nearest building, but was destroyed by drone strikes with drops. On the other hand, Russian forces launched a new offensive into Sumy Oblast, charging across open fields with the expectation of minimal resistance. But what they encountered was a carefully planned Ukrainian trap. Drawn far from their defensive lines and exposed in the open, Russian units were hit hard by a sudden Ukrainian counterstrike. Artillery, drones, and precision infantry movements devastated the attackers. Ukrainian forces quickly overran Russian command posts, shattered frontline cohesion, and forced dozens of Russian soldiers to surrender. Despite Russian President Vladimir Putin's claim that capturing Sumy is not a primary goal, his assertion that wherever Russian soldiers step becomes Russian territory stands in stark contrast to current battlefield losses. Russian diplomats had even issued direct threats during Istanbul negotiations, warning Ukraine it could lose both Sumy and Kharkiv if it didn't comply with Kremlin demands. But so far, Ukraine has turned the tide. In the opening days of the Russian offensive, Ukrainian forces appeared to retreat, offering limited resistance. In reality, this was a strategic maneuver. Veteran Ukrainian units, including those with experience deep inside Kursk Oblast, conducted a tactical withdrawal and repositioned into defensible areas within Sumy. Taking shelter in the forests, these battle-hardened troops waited for the right moment. Ukrainian command anticipated that once Russian troops crossed into exposed terrain, they'd become highly vulnerable. And they were right. Geolocated footage now confirms fields littered with Russian casualties following intense drone strikes and artillery fire. Ukraine's ability to conserve its strength and then strike with precision turned a risky situation into a battlefield advantage. With Russian forces depleted, Ukraine seized the opportunity. The 225th Separate Assault Battalion, one of Ukraine's elite strike forces, led a fierce counteroffensive. In a matter of hours, Ukrainian troops retook the village of Andriivka, dismantling fortified Russian positions. One of the most significant blows came during the assault on a Russian frontline command post. Ukrainian soldiers not only overran the site, but also killed Andrei Vyacheslavovich Yartsev, a battalion commander from Russia's 30th Motorized Rifle Regiment. His death caused a sudden breakdown in Russian command coordination, leaving forward units scattered and exposed. Ukraine's counteroffensive didn't just reclaim territory, it shattered Russian morale. In one viral video, 13 Russian soldiers surrender to a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone, raising their hands and following remote instructions to safety. These moments underscore a broader collapse in Russian battlefield cohesion. Ukrainian forces have since re-entered multiple contested villages and continue to dig in. Meanwhile, Russian commanders are still determined to push toward Khotin, hoping to create a drone strike corridor capable of reaching Sumy city, the regional capital. But so far their offensive is losing momentum. By forcing Russian troops into open ground, hitting hard with drones and artillery, and eliminating key officers, Ukraine has regained tactical control over the Sumy front, at least for now. Ukrainian drone operators from the Signum unit of the 53rd Separate Mechanized Brigade have carried out a successful series of strikes against Russian forces on the Leman Axis. According to a report published by the unit, the operation targeted not only enemy vehicles but also advanced surveillance and electronic warfare systems that play a key role in Russian frontline operations. The most notable targets destroyed include the Murom observation system, dubbed the Eyes of the Enemy, and the Silok M1 electronic warfare system, described as ears that jam everything around. The precise elimination of these assets has temporarily deprived Russian units in the area of both visual monitoring and drone jamming capabilities, severely limiting their battlefield awareness. Moreover, a wide range of enemy assets were struck, including the Ural truck, one armored personnel carrier, concealed transport shelter, and a vehicle. These hits not only degrade enemy mobility, but also force Russian units to reconsider the safety of their rear positions, even when hidden or fortified. Russian forces continue to concentrate equipment near Leman for ongoing assault operations. However, Ukrainian drone teams remain proactive. The destruction of the Murom system, which offers real-time visual intelligence to Russian forces, significantly reduces their ability to monitor Ukrainian movements. Meanwhile, the loss of the Silok M1 unit, designed to interfere with drone communications, underscores the increasing precision and effectiveness of Ukrainian drone operations, even when faced with counter-drone technologies. On the other hand, the police officers of the National Police of Ukraine's Rifle Battalion eliminated Russian invaders who were using a portable electronic warfare device. The video of their elimination was published on the official YouTube page of the Donetsk police. The elimination of the enemy took place in the Toretsk sector, where the battalion was holding the line and, in coordination with a drone, ambushed Russian soldiers. The enemy, using small assault groups, tried to capture the positions of the police rifle battalion but was detected in advance. Aerial reconnaissance coordinated the defenders, who successfully intercepted the enemies and eliminated them in a firefight. During the assault, the enemy was carrying a portable electronic warfare device that would have protected them from drones such as FPV or conventional bombers. Currently, the units manned by police officers are actively engaged in defense in the Donetsk region, and their skills allow them to maintain the defense. For example, a police officer from the Joint Assault Brigade of the National Police Lyut managed to eliminate 3 Russian stormtroopers during the fighting in Toretsk. At that time, artillery was first engaged in eliminating the enemy, and later it was joined by the operators of FPV drones and drones with a drop system. Under heavy fire, the Russians hid in a forest belt, where they were destroyed one by the pilots of the Spalak UAV of the Kurt & Company unit, RVs of the 3rd and 2nd Mechanized Battalions. Our brothers from the Phoenix and the 93rd Separate Mechanized Brigade Kolodny Yar also joined in the destruction of the enemy forces. On the other hand, 72nd Mechanized Brigade repels enemy assault, having destroyed 13 vehicles. The soldiers of the 72nd Mechanized Brigade, named after the Black Zaporizhians, successfully defeated Russian forces, eliminating 13 pieces of enemy equipment. A video of the destruction was shared by the brigade's press service. The Russian convoy was swiftly detected by aerial reconnaissance units, allowing for precise weapon preparation. The enemy began to suffer the first losses from mines laid by the army, after which aerial reconnaissance adjusted artillery fire on the convoy. The invaders, realizing that they were under attack by Ukrainian defenders, tried to move near forested areas to get out of the sight of the drones but failed. After a while, drones with ammunition and FPV drones appeared in the sky and began destroying Russian tanks. Thus, this unsuccessful assault attempt cost the enemy 3 tanks, 4 Akhmat armored vehicles, 1 vehicle, and 40 soldiers who were killed. About 100 Russian drones were neutralized by electronic warfare systems, which were actively used both for reconnaissance and to support their own troops. Militarny previously reported that 2 soldiers of the 425th Skala Separate Assault Regiment had repelled an enemy attack and taken prisoners of war. The enemy assault group of 4 infantrymen attempted to seize a building held by 2 Skala soldiers. Initially, a Russian machine gunner, taking cover in a neighboring building, opened fire on Ukrainian positions, but was quickly met with a grenade in response. Afterward, the Russian infantrymen tried to bypass the structure and approach again, but failed. FPV drones arrived to support the Ukrainian soldiers, causing the enemy infantry to scatter. A machine gunner fled the battlefield, 1 was killed, and 2 took shelter in the basement. Eventually, the Skala's soldiers left the building and captured the 2 remaining invaders from the basement. The Russian occupiers have established another bridgehead in the Kharkiv region near the village of Krasnopershe, while the Ukrainian armed forces managed to push them out of Vikholivka and regain control of the village. This was reported by analysts from the Deep State Project. Recently, the situation along the Vikholivka-Dvorichne-Zapadne sector has been somewhat stabilized. After expelling the Russians from Vikholivka, Ukrainian troops are successfully eliminating them as they attempt to advance and reclaim the village. Similar situations are occurring along the entire line of newly established bridgeheads, the analyst stated. They noted that Russian occupiers are attempting to infiltrate the defensive lines of Ukraine's defense forces in small infantry groups, but in most cases, they encounter resistance and are neutralized. Meanwhile, they continue their attempts to expand their control along the banks of the Oskol River to destabilize the situation. The occupiers managed to establish another bridgehead near the village of Krasnopershe and are trying to secure positions on its heights with infantry.